Hi everybody, this is methlokaiju, and today I'll be reviewing the long-awaited Godzilla 2016 film, or also known as Shin Godzilla, also known as Shin Gojira, also known as Godzilla Resurgence. So yeah, finally, um, the review is here. The movie has finally been released in the U.S. yesterday, October 11th, which is the day where I saw it, or in which I saw it. So yeah, let's get right into the review. This is a spoiler review, so spoilers ahead if you haven't seen it yet. So yeah, first of all, I guess I'll talk about Godzilla himself, or itself. Obviously the first form of Godzilla is not shown, but I'm pretty sure maybe like a tadpole pre-evolution form. And then the second form, which is shown, is pretty interesting, pretty cool. It's obviously not fantastic, as you know, it's not the Godzilla we all know and love. It has traits of Godzilla, obviously, but not entirely. Pretty cool design. I will say though that one thing I do not like about this creature is the arms. The arms look like amputee arms, and I don't know. It just doesn't really make that much sense, especially for an aquatic creature. Normally an aquatic creature's hands will probably be like fingers but webbed. I think that would have been pretty cool. I think that would have been better in my opinion. But I guess amputee arms is fine for them. For me, I don't know, it looks kind of weird in my opinion, especially for Godzilla, but I guess that's just me. Thank God this Godzilla is not eating cars and all that stuff in order to, become its final form. Thank God. I'm really glad about that because that was one thing I was kind of worried about. And, I was kind of wishing that instead it was just evolving by itself. Just getting used to the land, which that's what occurred, so thank God. So yeah, Monster A or Form 2 or whatever is pretty cool. Form B or Monster B, or excuse me, Form 3 or Monster B is really cool in my opinion. I don't know why, I just really like Monster B. It just looks really cool. This could honestly be like a separate Godzilla design, except obviously make it bigger and make the arms larger, and we have like a neat Godzilla design. I think this Godzilla honestly looks really awesome, especially in the film. I think he's really cool. He's like a smaller version of Godzilla and looks pretty menacing. He does have some features of Monster A. But he definitely looks a lot more like Godzilla, and he just honestly looks really cool. And that bloody red color, or that bloody red tint it has, just makes it look even cooler. So yeah, Monster B, it looks super nice. And obviously we have Godzilla 2016, the final form or the fourth form. Obviously he's also pretty cool. Yeah. Now let me talk about the CGI. The CGI, ooh. Okay, there are some scenes where the CGI looks good, like some of the scenes in the Monster A, or excuse me, the Monster B battle sequences, or basically when Monster B is just wrecking Japan. Those scenes look pretty good. Most of the scenes like in the dark look really good as well, but some other scenes just look super terrible, especially in the beginning with Monster A. It just looks straight from a video game. And also some shots of, the final form of Godzilla. When it's like, kind of slowly walking in the city. Some of the shots look really bad. Really bad. So, CG or whatever is not that great. It just looks directly from a video game, which is pretty unfortunate. There's obviously some scenes that are just really good. Really nice scenes. But others are just horrendous. Really bad. So this is Japan. It is Japan, but I think they could have done it a little bit better in my opinion, because some of the scenes look really good while others don't. So I think they could have made those terrible scenes into really good scenes. So yeah. Now let's talk about, let's see, I guess the human characters. I guess what's kind of weird about this movie is I kind of expected it to be kind of slow, a slow-paced movie. But this movie was going on super fast. The beginning of the movie automatically begins with a giant, wave or whatever. and then there's blood coming in or whatever, just automatically. There's no introduction to human characters or whatever like in Hollywood movies. It just goes directly onto the action, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I'm pretty glad it was fast paced. At first, I was kind of bothered by it because I had no idea who anybody was. But then I started liking it because it kind of gave you an description of who the person was talking. So I guess that kind of helps. So yeah, but there is a lot of human scenes which I did not like. But to be fair, the human scenes were not all that bad. Some of them were kind of, I don't know, just boring, I guess, kind of. But there is some, funny scenes, actually, surprisingly. I'm really surprised by that. I think that's one of the most surprising things in the movie. It's that, there is actually some comedy, like a lot of comedy in this film. They kind of make jabs at the government. They kind of make jabs at, I guess, the U.S. also. Sometimes they make jabs at, the Hollywood military as well. Stuff of that sort. So, yeah, it's, pretty interesting how they did that. So yeah, again, so many human scenes in this movie. But they're not all bad. They're not really all bad. Some of them are pretty entertaining and pretty informative and all that stuff. So, I don't think the human scenes are that bad. But they could have definitely reduced. Some of my favorite scenes in this movie, honestly, the Monster B appearance where he attacks the city. I just really love the scene, like the entire scene. It's just destroying some buildings and stuff of that sort. I also really like the part, for some reason, I don't know why I really like this part, but I just really like the part when Monster B is just standing there and the military is about to shoot at him. But then that's when they notice some residents, there's literally some residents right there. So, instead they don't shoot and they just leave. I don't know, something about that scene I just really, really love. I also like the music that they added there. I don't know, kind of reminds me of Ultraman a little bit. And though that might be something bad, in my opinion, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think just the mixture of the music, the design of Monster B, which I really like, and also the realism of the military, I think that combination just made it a really, really good scene. So yeah, that scene I really liked. Another scene that I liked, which I guess most of you, should have liked this scene, if you liked the movie, was when Godzilla shot its beam for the first time. Nobody expected it. Like, when I mean by nobody expected it, I mean the military in the movie, not the audience, because, most of the audience already expected that already. But it just looked really, really cool, and just the vast destruction. It felt kind of cool because, like, the military thought they all had it in control, but they actually didn't when, like, everything started to blow up and all that stuff. So, I don't know, just it kind of felt kind of cool, I guess, for some reason. So, yeah, that scene was really, really awesome. And also the effects whenever Godzilla lost its power to shoot the beam, it kind of goes off like a spark or something. The animation or whatever, the CGI for that looks pretty good as well. The military scenes are actually pretty nice. I don't mean the government scenes like whenever they're in the conferences or whatever. But I just mean when they're shooting at Godzilla, when, they're, basically stuff of that sort. That was honestly pretty cool. Very realistic. I think that's probably the best part of it. It's just very, very realistic. And this military actually, they have techniques unlike other militaries where they just shoot, wherever or whatever. Who cares if there's, citizens there? Let's just shoot them. This is very, very realistic, obviously. They're only allowed to shoot at some times. They need, they can only shoot if the Prime Minister and a bunch of other government officials say so. And also the Prime Minister has so much stress because there's so many components, so many opinions on what to do, and he just has to decide. And yeah. So I guess that's it for this review, right? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I think that's all for this review. Spoiler review, I guess. So yeah, overall, this movie was really, really good. I really liked it. It was very entertaining. Obviously, some of the problems I had with it was that the animation or the CGI did not look great. Like some of the scenes looked good, some of the scenes looked and some scenes just looked super bad. And also there was plenty of human scenes as well, but some of them were, quite entertaining. So what do I rate this movie? It's kind of hard. Maybe, God, it's actually kind of hard. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. The reason why I give it 9 out of 10 is because, as I already mentioned, a lot of human scenes, but not all of them are bad, so 0.5 off. And then the animation, some of the animation scenes are just super, super bad, but some of them are also pretty good. So that's why I removed 0.5. So yeah, this movie, really, really good movie. It's a really, really nice movie, really fast paced, surprisingly, and it's just really, really cool. So yeah, definitely recommend seeing this. So yeah, that's basically all for this video. Please comment below, what are your thoughts on this movie? What are your favorite scenes? And yeah, but then methlokaiju signing out.